Yeah, great hard-fought victory for our Tigers today. We knew Upstate was going to be a battle. Played them last year in the regional in Tuscaloosa, and it was a close game up until about the fifth. Had a rain delay and came back and then opened it up. But I really loved the fight of our team today. Obviously, the decision to go with Reese was a tough one because she'd come from Winthrop and she's pitched against Upstate probably twice a year for the last 3 years. But we just felt like she's been kind of our ace all year long, and she deserved the start. And the way we've been pitching with Brooke coming in relief and the heat, the conditions today, we felt like, hey, let's get Reese through as many innings as we can and then bring Brooke in. And I thought Reese battled hard. Honestly, there was a lot of infield hits, some flares. Just, they were finding holes. Give them credit. They were battling at the plate, and then they squared up a couple balls at the double that scored the second run. But again, our team has really learned how to play from behind. There's no panic. And once we got Brooke in and settled down, I thought we were going to be really okay the rest of the game. But you got to score runs, and I just love the way we fought back. Marian, obviously, with the hit early to drive in a run, and then Maddie Moore, the hit to tie it up, and then just put pressure on them all day. I thought, up and down the lineup again, everybody produced at some point or another. Obviously, Kylie's big home run was huge there. I was blowing it out. I didn't know if it was going to make it or not. The one in the ACC championship was a no-doubter, but this one, boy, I was like, oh, no, looking at the flags, looking at the ball, like, is it going to go? So that was huge. Just really proud of Kylee at the way she's fought and battled all year, and she deserves all the success she's getting because she's such a good teammate and she works her butt off. And Mare's just one of our talented freshmen. She keeps coming through in clutch situations, and today was no different. She had the big hit that walked us off here, as well as the one earlier in the game. Just really proud of our team, and it's all about, one game at a time in regionals, and we know we got a tough opponent tomorrow in Northwestern, so it was nice to end that a little earlier so we get a little extra rest, get hydrated, get some sleep, and come out tomorrow ready to go.
All right, questions. We'll begin here in the front.
Kylee, Trevor Grossi, Tigers.com. What have you been eating the last week? You had 4 home runs all season, and now back-to-back games with heroic home runs.
Right. Pretty much the same I eat every day. I'm not crazy superstitious or anything, but just come ready to play every day and pick up my teammates whenever I can.
We'll stay here in the front, and we'll come back to you. Stay here in the front. 1, 2, and 3.
Darian Carter, Greenville News. Kylee, your left field, outfield kind of gave you a standing ovation after your home run. What did that kind of mean for you in that moment?
It feels really good just to see all the people that have my back and support me and just support the team. I kind of got giddy out there. I was like, oh my gosh, is this real? It's living out the dream, really.
Will Vanderwerf, the Clemson Insider. I want to ask you, Kylee, because obviously you got the game winner against Florida State, but the home run today was really kind of what the spark you guys needed, because at that point everything was up in the air. Can you talk about what that did for the dugout?
Yeah, it was just, we all trust 1 through 9 that anybody can get it done, so I was just trying to pick up my teammates, and then I did just that, but wasn't trying to do anything big, just trying to get some things going.
Stay here in the front.
Marian, Trevor Grossi, Tigers.com. What a freshman season for you, ACC champs, and now here you are hosting a regional. Is this kind of what you expected when you decided to come to Clemson?
Oh, yeah, well, this is why you come to Clemson, for this kind of environment, for this postseason feel, and to see it come to fruition, it's just crazy. You dream about this all your life, and then you come here and you get to feel that, and it's really special.
Let's stay here in the front again.
For Marian, this being your first NCAA tournament game, how did you kind of stay level-headed when the stakes are so high this late in the season?
Yeah, definitely a little nervous in the beginning, but my teammates had my back the whole way, just trying to slow the moment down, really trust each other. That's kind of been our go-to all year, is just we're going to put the trust in each other, and that's how we're going to get the job done.
Question in the back. We'll start here and then here at the cameras.
Marian, I know the motto for this team has kind of been bring it on. Those middle innings where Upstate has a couple bases loaded jams and you guys were able to escape relatively unscathed. How much did that just kind of fuel the fire of what you guys were able to do in those later innings?
For sure. Brooke and Reese, they pitched a great game for us. We knew, that bring it on mindset, anything's going to be thrown our way, but we know that we can get the job done at any point of the game. We've kind of proven that all year. So we were never pressing. We knew we were going to get the job done in the end.
We're staying in the back on the cameras.
Marian Ross with 7 News. Coach Hawkins talked about the crowd and how loud it got in that 5th inning. How much did that affect your guys' play and kind of help blow you to that win?
Yeah, Mariah, our crowd is awesome. It's such an electric environment. And, for the freshmen who haven't really witnessed postseason, they witnessed the rivalry game against South Carolina and the Duke series. We've had some big crowds this year, and we kind of told them it's going to amp up another couple levels in postseason, and they didn't disappoint today. I thought it was fantastic. And, certainly, this program has been blessed to have such fans from the get-go. I tell the story all the time. We sold out our season tickets before we ever played a game in the stadium, and it's just been rocking and rolling ever since. And we're truly appreciative of what we get to do here and the fans that we get to play for. But it definitely is a home field advantage, and they had our back today when things got a little hairy there in the first couple of innings, and you need that support, and they certainly delivered.
All right, let's go back to the front here, and then we'll go to the cameras.
Coach, Maddie scoring from second in the fifth inning kind of opened the floodgates there. It was a dying quail to center. Did you send her, or was that all her?
Everything happened so quick, I think I was waving my arms, but by the time I decided to slow her down, she was gone. So good heads-up base running, slow coaching movements at third, but it's one of those plays that you're trying to see how it develops. And she got a really good read on it, so I was picking up the trail runner. And by the time I got back to her, she was past me. But heads-up base running, heck of a play, and took advantage of that situation. And Maddie's done that her whole career.
Let's go to the back here of the cameras.
Hey, Coach Carmine Jume with Fox Carolina. With you guys, peaking at the right time, and you mentioned the season has been running the gamut of ups and downs, but now obviously an up. How do you as a coach, keep that momentum rolling and realize a celebration here, but moving on?
Yeah, Carmine, I think it's it's tricky postseason because everybody starts 0-0. Now us and Northwestern are 1-0. Somebody's going to have to beat us twice, and it's all about bringing your A game. And in postseason there are no second chances. There's no other weekend. So I think as coaches, our job is to make sure that these guys continue to play loose and continue to play free. That they don't get uptight, they don't get nervous, they don't put a lot of pressure on themselves. And they got to have fun, And I think even in the situations, the dugout was still loose and they were still, up and cheering and doing all those things that you need to do in that time of the game. But, I think the secret is just that these guys are playing for the name on the front of their jersey and not on the back of their jersey. And they're truly love each other. It's the camaraderie on this team. We've had some great teams here, but they are meshing at the right time. And they play for each other, like Marian said earlier. And as a coach, that makes you really proud.
All right, we're going to have two more, and then we're going to wrap it up here at the front, and then the cameras, and that'll be it. Yes, sir.
Chapel Fowler with the state, John, just pitching for tomorrow, rest of the weekend. Any thoughts?
Yeah, we got so we have Macy that hadn't pitched in a while, and she's certainly capable. We'll go back and look at film today and go back and study the Northwestern Kentucky game a little bit. But I like our setup where Reese starts, Brooks in relief, and we have Macy ready. So I would lean that in that direction. But KJ and Crash and Ryan have a lot of input in the lineup and how we're gonna, prepare. Crash and Ryan, our two assistant coach, have done a lot of scouting, and so we'll talk and make a decision probably later tonight or tomorrow.
All right, let's wrap it up back here at the cameras.
Hey, John Parkwayman, WYFF. You mentioned that you guys are meshing at the right time. Is there a secret sauce to playing your best softball right now?
Great question, Mark. I think a lot of it had to do with the start to the season. We started 3-6, and we played a very tough schedule. A lot of adversity in that 3-6 start too. We were finding ways to lose games. It was base running mistakes, it was fielding mistakes, it was walking people, errors. We were in every game. It wasn't like we were getting blown out, but we were losing. And as a program that's not used to losing, we had our backs against the wall within 2 weeks of the season starting. And instead of this team, being divisive, they got closer, and they worked their tail off to improve. And then, you get a couple of wins and you get a little confidence, and then they can see what happens. The younger players start meshing, getting confidence, and then you get production up and down the lineup. Then you see that this team's special and anybody can produce at any given time. We're not relying on one pitcher or two or three hitters that, it could be anybody any given day. And I think once that moment hit, and then to win against Tennessee on the road, I think that was the confidence that, hey, we can do it anywhere. We can beat anybody on any given day.
All right, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Thank you.